On the morning, let me back up a little bit. This building here was originally the post headquarters building during the 1840s. But by the 1850s, it had been sold at auction and became a general store owned by Dr. Blake Little. Dr. Little had a son named John who had been a deputy marshal and was a pro-slavery advocate. In 1857, he had been involved in the arrest of several of Montgomery's men, and he was constantly after Montgomery, so he was not a favorite of Montgomery or his men. On the morning of Montgomery's raid, John Little is staying with his father at the store, and some of the raiders start approaching the store. John Little opens up a door which was on that side of the building at the time, fires toward one of the raiders. Well, the other raiders, hearing the sound of gunfire, more raiders start approaching the store. In the meantime, John Little goes up to this door, puts a box up against the door, and climbs atop the window. Newspaper accounts say he took a white handkerchief out of his pocket to wipe the window down, supposedly so he could see better. And either the action of the handkerchief or the silhouette of John Little himself attracted the attention of one of the raiders, who raised his gun toward the window, shot through the window. The bullet goes through the window, hits John Little, and John Little falls dead. Later, his family and friends gather to mourn his passing. And his fiancée, a young woman by the name of Sean Campbell, would later write a letter to Montgomery in which she expressed her feelings toward what Montgomery had done.
Montgomery, listen to me. Today I heard that you said in a speech a few days ago that you were not sorry you had killed John Little, but he was not killed too soon. Can you before God say so? Oh, the anguish you have caused. He was one of the noblest men ever created, brave and true to his country and to his word. You can't prove that he ever injured an innocent person. A few days more and we were to have been married, then go south to trouble you no more. But through your influence, he was killed. He was sent to another world without even time to pray or to say goodbye to his friends. But thanks to God, though you did kill his body, you cannot touch his soul. No, no, it is in the spirit land. Now the cry of the, "Oh, Saint Jesus coming," can awaken him no more. He quietly sleeps in our little graveyard. But remember this, I am a girl, but I can fire a pistol. If ever comes the time, I will send some of you to the place where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. You, a minister of God, you mean a minister of the devil, and a very superior one too. I have no more to say to you and your imps. Please accept the sincere regards to your future repentance. Sean Campbell.
Well, this letter and this incident illustrate not only the violence of Bleeding Kansas, but the emotions felt by the victims of that violence. Sean Campbell never did get a chance to carry out her feelings toward Montgomery. And in fact, this was actually the last violent episode at Fort Scott during the Bleeding Kansas era. Eventually, the Free State forces in Kansas won out, and Kansas entered the Union as a free state in 1861. But what else happened in 1861? Civil War began, and so this was not the end of trials for Fort Scott or for Kansas. Fort Scott is now plunged into the Civil War with 4 more years of violence and bloodshed up and down the border. Our next tragedy is a direct result of Fort Scott's involvement in the Civil War, which we'll discuss as we head over here behind Officers Road.